Okay, I think we're live. It wasn't too bad of a fall as far as I didn't hit my head. I did bruise a few spots. Um, but yeah, I think I'm good enough to stream. Basically, again, just be sitting in a chair, moving my arms. And I want to get this done before I go to the hospital because I'm not sure how soon I'll be getting back out if they admit me. But I think it would be better to go first thing in the morning rather than at night when everybody might be going off shift for specialists and the like. All right, so it's here. I did figure out what the problem was. He pulls out. And Connor says as long as there's no head injuries, it's all good. All right, so got the two test balls here, and here. We crank this, and as you can see, it's not binding anymore. I don't accidentally it's not exactly level. And one falls out. It's one more level. Yeah, that's it. Basically, I had one of these little pins here that I apparently had pushed in that was hitting this part here and keeping it going. So we should be good to go here. All right, so anything else? I should screw these back on. The magnet. So if all goes well and I'm back home tomorrow evening, I'll have a grading stream, but I have no idea what it's going to, my schedule for tomorrow looks like once I get to the hospital. I'm going to print out all of my recent blood tests so that there's at least something that you can look at. At least maybe rule out a bunch of stuff early on. And I'm going to a teaching hospital, so they'll have hopefully a lot more diagnostic resources than previous hospital I went to, which isn't bad, but it's like not like a super high-end hospital. And there's one there. I got one of these, not two. And Michael Olson says, hello, Lauren, Vice Baby, and shut up, I can cook. I didn't see you in here. Hello, shut up, I can cook too. And Vice Baby says, hey, Eric Olson. And sound is off to me, set kind of robotic. Give me a second, and I'll take a look, see if I can't improve that. Oh, I know what I was on top chat on all messages. And Sheriff says, hi, everybody, that's Field. God bless you. Thank you very much for that, Sheriff Ironfoot. I expect I'll see you the next time I pop into Racket's locals chat. That one. Play nice screwdriver magnet. Yep. Copy. Let's see if I can better start on this. Focus in the right spot. And I pull it out. And it says when they're late. I only gave this about 40 minutes notification, which is a little short. Normally, YouTube likes you to have given 2 hours ahead of time so they can send out the invites, the notifications, or whatever. Let's better. Okay, there we go. That one in. Almost on the side. Let me just go ahead and put these down, and I'll check the sound, see if I can improve it. So I'll do the other side, but for a moment. All right, so hopefully the sound is better now. All right, and since I'm over here, see, Erica says that looks like a complicated build. It's been fairly complex so far, but it's been fun to build. Mary says, I'm here, hey. Erica says, hello, Mary. And Connor says, Mary, now look who's late. Mary says, hey, Erica Olson. And Mary says, compared to your lateness, it's already better. And Connor says, true, 9 minutes late is better than 66 minutes. And Connor says, sound is better. That's good. I unplugged and replugged it back in. And Mary says, exactly. Erica says, I really can't say a word about being late. I often miss them and I'm on replay. Well, one thing's for certain. I can't be late for them or they don't happen. All right. Let me get back over and screw on the other panel, and then we can get on to new stuff. So, these. Let's start at the bottom on that one. A little bit better. Go. Carefully. Times. There we go. Okay, that just slipped somewhere. Sounds like it didn't hit the table. Let's carefully. There we go. That. A little bit easier the first time because the wood has now been threaded, so to speak, by the screws. Looks like that's fit in the right spot. Okay. Tool that should help with that. Oops. Slide in there. Almost done with the screws. There we go. And let's see, Eric Wilson, your sound is better. What happened? You fell? Did you get hurt? I fell. I was trying to go upstairs after coming down in the morning. And what I did was I took the first step up, my knee buckled, and I fell backwards. Hit a couple things on the way down. Nothing seriously. Did not hit my head, but it was not fun. So we need a 13. Erica says, Mary, my own mother told me I'll find a way to be late for my own funeral. I inherited her. Gwen says, hello, hey Gwen, nice to see you on. And it says, hello, Erica. All right, so a 13. I only need one of them. Bunch here. Let's pop that out. Yep, there we go. Right, so A13, E21. Which one is E? We have J, so we have J3. This is J3. Yep. J3. And also need to it's here. E21. E21. Just get one of these. Looks like that might have been enough to pop that one through. There we go. So that A13, D21, J3. So the rest is K5 or Ks, and then let's bring it back over here. So we need K5. That's this long one here. That needs some assistance popping out without breaking anything. So that's white. Let's see. Right. Looks like it. Let's see. Real quick here. He said, "Hey, Glenn," and Eric says, "Ouch." Erica, "Hello, Glenn." And Glenn says, "Sorry to be late. My mom called. We talked for about 45 minutes." And Erica says, "Valid reason." And he says, "There isn't fireworks to my funnel. It's not. There isn't fireworks to my funeral. Oh, okay. If there isn't fireworks to my funeral, it's not good enough for me." Glenn says, "I only see about half the like button so far." Eric says, "I give much to be able to talk to mom again." Glenn says, "Erica Olson, I'm sorry." Mary says, "I hit the like button." And Mary says, hugs and hearts to Erica. Glenn's smile face, thumbs up. And Glenn says, "Caution, sharp things are sharp. Use all sharp things with extreme caution." Mary says, "What are we drinking?" And Erica says, "I think it's okay. Lost her and little sister in a car accident just after graduating high school a lifetime ago. I just wish I had shown that I appreciated them more while they were here." So that's K5, and then K7. K7 is this year here. And it's assistance. It's nice and centered there. Back side. Bottom's here. That's not that over cut. We don't want to damage the bottom of those valleys. Hopefully that's enough. Over on this side. Top here. Let's see. There we go. All right, that was K7 and then K17. Yeah, 17 is over here. Just pop that nice and clean. We need 4 of K38s. I'm looking for multiples. Oh, they're right here. That's the piece we saved that popped loose earlier. Let's see how easy these pop out. They're not too bad. 2, 3, 4. Set that over in the scrapwood pile. And then Z4, which is see where it says label is kept. Not actually. This is what it is. All right, time for the side nippers. And then taking the sandy stick, I may have, I'm not going to go back and forth. Just do this. And I've got access to sandpaper out here if I need it. Yep. That should be good enough. All right, so it says convex side faces upward. So maybe it's the ridge portion here. And 17. Eight 38s. Face outward. Two. Eight. And 7. Down. Move all the way. Let's see. Erica says yes. No more finger bits missing. It says my mom will be 80 in 1 month. Erica primarily says Erica, keep on celebrating their life for yours, talking about them and doing things that remind you of them. Erica Wilson, mine will be 97 this year. Erica says, thank you, I try to. Camilla says, mine's going to be 63 this year. And Erica says, geez, I'm almost as old as your mom. I'll be 62 this November. Glenn says, I'm almost there. I'll be like 58 in December. So, get that there. And wax. That getting through here, this gets wax on the inside. Straight here. Test here. Straight. So A13. So we're going this way. There you go. Just not want to start. A13 there. A5. This one goes this little spot here. And Mary says, "Well, I'm 27." Glenn says, "That's a good age." Eric says, my son will be 27, May 15th." Eric says, "Mary's the, I'm assuming that's baby of the bunch here." And Mary says, "That's soon, Erica." And, but yeah, baby. And Glenn says, "We've got a lot of B days in May." Okay. All right, so set these aside for just a second, and then we pull out A10, A13, and A25. The A sheet. All right, here is an A10 and A13. Oh, another one of these. A25. Let's see, there. Needs a little assistance. All right, we got A25 out. That's all we use. And then we have H5 and 11. So this is the HP here. No, that's the J. This is the H1. H5 and H11. All right, this thing here is H5. Let's see, we need a little bit of assistance to pop out. That's enough. H5, let's see, H11. It's a round one. It's this one here. And just barely make out. Yep, H11 on it. And let's see. There it says honor agenda to me. Bring this up real quick. Sandy stick. Okay. There we go. And then K1, K27. Third one, that's this big one here. Careful. Snap up. Break point without damaging cog wheels, or the gear wheel, gear cogs. Little knobbly bits, whatever you want to call them. Okay. That's one side. The other. One of them pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough to get this one out. Yep. All right, so that was A1, A27. This piece here. That's definitely going to need some assistance. It's nice and snug. Some of these boards are starting to look a little cleaned out, so I'm making some decent progress. Okay. All right, and 2 of the P1 ends and a P5. Oops. Not sitting on the floor, but I think it's an empty bag. I know where it is if I need to find it. One and just a bunch extra on that. Put that back in the bag. Trying to have it back in the bag. Back down to 2 out of the bag. And I need 30. Looks like I guessed right the first time. Oops. Missed one. Yep. Pressing the one end already. Yep. All right. So we take the A10, flashing, and this one here. And it looks like this goes like this. And this one here. And here. Here. Yep. That's in. These here. This, running it this way, passes through. And next up to here. It's started in the right spots. pieces like this. Oops. That lined up well enough. This way. This way. And I want to slope off. I think I see what's going on there. A base doesn't the outer edge. So I can float free while I put this on. Okay, so this is here. This is here. Okay. Oh, now it tells me to relax and after I press it on. So, start K1. So, started. Much on the lights. So, communication. So, that like this. Like this. And an A13 goes here. Get started. These are definitely what I would call interference fits if it was metal. Squeezing down slightly oversized wood with the holes. A13 is in. And A55. Goes yeah, okay. 25. Let's over that there. And it's that one. Here. Stick there. And this. Matching fit here. These things get lined up. So practical location things. Okay. And this one lines up there. All right. And it still spins. So get that in there. So let me go here. So this again here. Here. This up. That looks correct. And the cogs are here. Always there. So probably fits this way. Get them started enough to slot in place. There we go. It's all the way in. Put this up here, so this or this goes there. All right. Looks like we're good here. Okay. And then this goes in here. Yeah. Oops, up. Pretty good. This one works all the way down. Use this real quick, see if this works. Yeah, hey, it does. All right. Put that in there. These are in their slots. Let's see. Just rotate as we need to until it actually engages. All the way in. Yours don't look like they're quite lined up, but so that's looks like I missed chat. Sorry about that. Conrad's my great nephew's name. Gwen. Erica says yes, 19 days. Erica says, okay, I'll take it back. Nearly for once in my life, I'm not the youngest. Gwen says, my daughter's birthdays are on Mother's Day this year. Erica, hey, be glad you are young. Don't want to rush it. Old age sucks. Mary says, what day is it this year? Gwen says, May 11th in the USA. Erica, big celebration then. Gwen says, I don't know. I suppose my older sister's birthday too. Erica, I can spell, I just can't type well. Understand that. Autocorrect strikes again. Mary says, Wolf, Erica. And Gwen says, my oldest was born on my cousin's 16th birthday. I have two sisters that are 3 days apart and like 5 years. Erica also says, April here was big. My grandmother and aunt on the 3rd. Oldest sister was the 13th. Twin grandsons the 26th. Gwen says, that's awesome. Mary says, how's your thread going, Gwen? And Gwen says, I'm still spinning bamboo for the second batch. Takes longer. The bamboo is more slidey. Mary says, nice. Gwen says, bamboo also shreds. It gets everywhere. Mary says, oh, that's not fun. Gwen says, nope, tastes off too long. And Mary says, Erica, you've been a lot of birthdays in April. Mary says, well, Gwen. And Gwen says, it's very whiskey and floats around, gets on top of my coffee mug. I have to use a sticky lint roller to get it off my face and clothes. Gwen says, that's not very pleasant to deal with. And Gwen says, it's part of spinning. Gwen says, to me, I thought those bucket-looking things were meant to go around and around. And Gwen says, my daughters are 14 years, 3 hours, and 19 minutes apart. Let's see. The little bucket things are actually like counterweights, so that I guess that's as far as it's going. But yeah, what it is you have marble roll in here, drops in, and when you do this, it cycles up and down. And I think you missed it, but the one on the other side, one of these didn't get pushed in, so it kept bumping against here. That was blocking it. When I realized that, pushed it in, it worked perfectly. All right, so got that in place now. We're ready to go on to the next move. Yeah. We have the D10, K21, 3 of the screws, and Z7. Z7. Let's see. Yep. All right, so this is the Z7. Let's get this one out. Realize I probably should have used the nippers, but I'm gonna clean up with the blade. Okay. And I think this is where this one also gets used. Yep, 3P20. Okay. So I got this, and I got this, and I'll grab the screws in a second. B10 and K21. Let's see. There's K and B. So K21. It's a small K27. K21. Popped out easy. Almost done with K and B10. B10 is this one here. That one popped out easy. I've got a couple of pieces left in the B sheet. So, yeah, let's see the screws. That's a small bag here. We need 3 of them. Okay, so looks like we put these together first. So this is this orientation. This is this orientation. Not being very friendly. And then it starts to bite. Slide this one up there. Snugly and get back there. And Gwen says, I'm glad it was a simple fix. And Gwen says, morning, sharp stuff again. And Chef I Can Cook says, yikes, hello, bye. Well, nice to have you pop in and out again. I can cook. Thank you for visiting. Oh, I did do a member chat on Rob's channel last night, and I got a very nice compliment from him and Ian. It's nice. I mean, it really gives you a warm feeling when somebody you really respect, who's very skilled at mother, says that he has a lot of talent that I'd like to have, or something along those lines. I don't remember the exact thing. I can go back, right? So that's in place there. Right. And then let's see. This. That's out of the way. Let's see, do everything. So this one goes on top of here, and in this orientation. Locks these two together here. And then this, in this orientation, it's down in here and there. There we go. And that looks like the right spot for there. And then D10, like this. And it goes in here. And we have little upright pieces that will line it up and let this sink down and lock it in place. Alrighty. That's in there, down there, and it shows that there, but it's not. I mean, once it's down there, it doesn't really show any difference. It's in the place there. That's a little snugger, but this is all moving together. No binding. All right. So 7. We have 2 A26s. Let's see the A sheet. All right. And Mary says that's random. I'm not sure what Shut Up I Can Cook's deal is, but she's a regular from Ricada's chat on Locals. She's very opinionated on some things, and she doesn't like being on channels with or chats with other women. So I'm assuming it's something related to that. Erica says there's a good, pretty good gap between my older kids and these two. They'll be 45, 42, 41, 39, 29, 27 this year. Going older by each number type. Sorry to that. Erica says, take care. Shut Up I Can Cook. And Gwen says, oh, that happens. My eldest will be 35. My name is 21. And Mary says, that looks awesome. I'm actually really pleased with how it's turning out. Okay, so A26, 2 of them. All right, so A27s have already been taken out. So the A26s are the outer portion here. Give me a minute to remember that. So take that out, and then I take this out, and that we'll go over there just in case that's actually needed for something. I don't want to accidentally toss away something we need. All right, so we've got 2 A26s, and we have E's. We need 6, 2 10s, and a 22. Here's the E sheet. We need a 6. That's this big one here. So I can get this out without having to pull out the blade. There's E6 and an E22. And it's telling me to be very careful because E6 and E22 are not the same. So you can't interchange them. And two E10s. There's two E10s there. Those are definitely needing some assistance. And just so everyone is aware, I am extremely respectful of the sharp edge here. The sharp edge is my friend when it works the way I want it to. If it's dull, it doesn't like me and will work against me. But even sharp, I should respect it and treat it carefully. And always be aware that any lapse on my part, and it's going to go for blood. So that's all we need out of the E sheet. But yeah, as you can see, they look very similar. I believe there are slight differences. And nothing else, it's like a mirror image. All right. So I got all the E's out. A26, I got two of those. And then I need H3 and two H3s, two H10s. Let's see, that's the J sheet. Here's the H sheet. I'm getting a little more familiar with these. Okay, so two 3s and two 10s. H1, H3. So these are also going to need assistance. This side real quick. Feels like that must be enough on that. Right, there we go. It's just a little bit more. And let's see. Glenn says, I'm wondering if some of those slots from the bottom are for ventilation. Could be. I'm not really sure on that. Right, so, and then let's see what do the H10s look like. Okay, those are these ones here. Erica said, could be. Kathleen Possum comes on, says, hi all. Hi, Kathleen. Nice to see you on. And Glenn says, caution all. I know Glenn is very cautious when utilizing sharp cutting tools. And also Kathleen, hello. And Erica says, hello, Kathleen. Kathleen says, my oldest rascal will be 45 in next month. The other one just turned 43, and the baby is 1. And the leverage for that orientation. Turn it around the easier way. Hope that's enough. There we go. And the H10's out. All right. We should be good to go. Oh, my knee just wobbled, so I'm going to sit down for a bit while I'm doing this. Okay, so B22. So B22 is going to be in this orientation. And H10s going in here. One. There we go. And the E10s are going down here. And yes, it's on the right side is facing this view. All right. And right side is facing this view. So slide up to that. Well, right on. Yeah. All right. So then, see here, H13s. Make an orientation on those necessary. Get over the ends here. That's there. All right. And the A26s. Right. These two spots here. There. There. Snug. All right, so this piece is done here. Next, we need an A35, which is the first number I looked at, which is this one here. This one again. A36 is out. Flash a little bit. And let's see. Here it says, "Hey Kathleen." Kathleen says this project looks a little more challenging than the last two. And Gwen says this definitely looks like a very complicated 3D puzzle. I can't wait to see it in action. I will say the instructions are very good for this, as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing. All right, so like this, direction apart, and that's the correct orientation. Yep. This. So we move this way. So it's down here. Slides over. Ooh, that's a very nice fit. And let's get a little bit more so I can. Gotta get the force that I can apply to do this. go. Damage anything? Let's put these in their proper spots. All right. So that appears to be locked in. Make sure the gears still turn. Yep. Okay. All right. So we're doing the small balls again. We need, looks like just one of them. All right. So bunch on the A, we're getting off 3 A14s. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. So 3 A14s, 2 A16s. All right, so A16s would be big ones here. 16. 16. 2 A24s. A24. 4. And K30. K39 is a big one here. That's ready to just pop out. Looks like it. Right. This section here is also not part of that, so let's put that one over the scrap pile. All right, is that anything getting waxed? Does not look like it, but slightly blurry ones. Oh. So let's stand up for this. Let's see how well I can do. Yeah, that worked. This is like it looks fun to do though. It is indeed. I enjoy having quite a good time doing this. Except for the one spot where it wasn't working right. So I need one of the small balls. All right, so it looks like. Okay, first we put it in here in this whole portion here. Then we take A24s, these ones here, slide it over here. Looks like these form a cage for it. So get that part way in there, that part way in there. The rest of the way here. All right, so that's all. Put that one there. Then we have A16s, which make what we get here and here. And then we have the A14s going through the 3 holes that we have here. One says, I'm not sure I could do something like this. 3D puzzles are my favorite thing. And Kathleen says this is a silly question, but have you ever seen Winter Garden's musical Marble Machine? No, I haven't. I don't. I may have, but not that I consciously remember. Get it started on one of these, so they're at least mostly lined up to press in before I have to try to make sure they're all aligned. Go. Let's see. This one lined up here. Yeah. In, in, in. There we go. Lined up there. Okay. So that's showing up there. And let's get a couple of these. We need 6 of the spacers here, or the stops or whatever. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I believe. Yep. All right, and then we need a 20 millimeter, which is one of the shortest ones here. It's just stack here. I think I see which one it is. That's what it was. I haven't gotten it down. Read. Top there, so let's see. Yep, that is 20 millimeter. And knocking it off. When we get it out of the bag, I may have lost one of these. Oh, there it is. Let's say I hope it has some spares. So there we go. Put it on the end. Yeah. And then has to be here. 3 more on the top. Let's see. And Glenn says that sounds familiar to me as far as the Winter Garden Musical Marble Machine. Let's see what it's about. One. Two. We're about page 14. That's, I think, halfway through the book. Making a good time. Phone battery is dying pretty quickly, though. I might lose chat somewhere before I'm done for the night. There we go. We're doing a bunch on the E. All right, so we are doing E2, E4, E5, and 218. So here's E2. That's E. And just one E4, they've got multiples. Any assistance? Oh, they got an E4 and an E4 plus. I don't know if that's like that replacement one or if there's a option to connect to. I know this one can be combined with another one of these 3D marble things to make it a joint thing, but it's double size. So let's E2, E4, E5. 5 is going to be help 2. And then 2 E18s. Go, 5, and E18s. Okay. Not what I thought. Right, so that's all the E18s. J1 and J2. J is a guide sheet. So J1 and J2. These are big ones on here. Some J10s that need to be saved on here. Set that over there. Right, J1. And J2 here. There we go. And then 3 of the stops and a 30mm rod. This 30mm. Yep, that's 30mm. Need this. Just go out there. 3 of them. Yep. And it's 3 of the screws. Oh, P19s are these shims. Okay. Protective film. Oh, I only need, looks like I only need one of them on here. I already have one that has the stuff taken off. Okay, so we take this and let's see if I understand what it is I'm doing. One, and that's done in the butt. So set on there, put it 5mm slot, press it down, get it spaced. So we take this, we put spacer shim over here, so it doesn't bind. We put this through the center axis hole. This is 3 P1s. Where's the All right, well, let's see. Okay, so we've got that there, and we another one here. Press it on. And press it down with C. Okay. Right, so that's there. So P1, P1. Okay. Just like that. Then P18. Take J2. And this one. Okay, so J2 like that. The white portion goes in here. And this is the whole going here. And this goes there. Okay. There's a one. Right, so oriented like this. That one. There. Press tool 1. We want a flush fit, not a don't let's okay. Then we flip this back over, and E4 goes in here. E5 goes. And I got this on the wrong side. I did have it like that. Then nope. Let's see, get this off relatively easily. Check the orientations. So let's see. Okay, it looks like I put this on upside down. So we take this off here. Looks like it's gonna come off the other side. So let's just want to down some and then get it back into 5 mil. All right, let's try to see. Okay, so this is sitting like this. It's there. This one here, and then shim in. Okay. And this goes on here. Orientation is down. Just double check, make sure that that's not too far. Okay, so like this. Then this goes on here. Like so. So that's the orientation for that. That's the orientation for this. It's there. And flip it over. Then on. That tool. Then flip it back over. Right now the orientations are looking right. Okay, so 5 is here. E2 is here. Oops, this one slid off. Get it back on. But you can't have it. Okay, so it goes here. This place here. There we go. There we go. Change the place. All right, so okay. So change 1. E18 goes here. And then this goes on these parts here. All right, that looks correct. We need an E7. A little assistance here. Let's see. Kathleen says it's incredible, and Gwen says, "Far are the pieces made of wood, or are they some of them metal?" They're all wood of some type. There's some plastic bits, but other than the balls, I haven't seen, and the little screws and pins, I haven't seen them. Other than bunch of stuff there, but yeah, it's mostly wood. Seven, go. Need 3 of these. The way we're going through these, we should be done with them fairly soon. Go. Yeah. And another 30. That's the 30 and Z5. Z is the clear plastic stuff. So Z5 is okay, so this is Z5. Yep. Hey, Phil Martin. Nice to see you on. Philip says hello. Gwen saying hello, Phil. Right. basically got to do this move. So one of these goes. So set this on here. Put that down there. The 30mm long rod gets down on one of these. And this orientation here goes over here. This goes over here. This part should fit tightly. Yeah, this is very snug. Ow. Yeah. And this gets flipped over. And that goes back over there. This goes over to this one here. And this one. That's one. It's here. That's one there, one here, one, two, three. Ah, okay, that's just showing there. All right. Good position in the assembly shown. Okay. And we put this over. We need another P1, a K8, and two K34s. P1 and let's see. Ks. All right, so K8 and K and two K34s. So here and two K34s. No, that's K43s. K34s are these here. All right, so put this over, take this, and very carefully with tool one, make sure it's flush. Then we take this orientation, we 34. Okay, 8 actually goes here. Just this one. And then A34s get spaced here. All right, so that's there. Now I can pull out the gasket, but I can even see where it still is. Oh, there it is. Pull out the gasket. All right, and this here, slightly pull the gray ring as the other direction observed, it rotates freely, returning to the original position. Towards the position, proceed to the next step. Okay, so too tight. Go ahead and give us a little bit of spacing. Too far. Good. So, it's not fine for sure. This is similar. Now, with a little bit of motion, it drops back down. If I just lift it up, but if it hits and bounces back, so I'm assuming that a little more practice, a little more movement, it should spin a little more freely. Feels pretty free. I don't know if it just balanced too closely. Yeah. A little unorthodox, but that was it's finding. feels free moving. I suppose if it gets annoying, I can like shave a little bit off of one side, but I don't want to mess with it just yet. It's pretty close to being balanced, so. Let's see, Philmont says I'm finally uploading some of my designed printables and fixing little things that I just left as good enough for just me. It's taking more time than I expected. I am sorry that it's taking extra time. All right. Well, let's go to the next room. Page 14, troubleshooting. So, real quick. Now, I'll try it as it is. If I need to, I can add a little more weight on this end here. So, now, go to this orientation. Take these. This thing in here. And slide over. That's where it's not sliding over. Go. So those are there. We need two E13s. Okay. There's the E13s. And two H1s and two H15s. H is this one here. Two H1s, two H13s. And two H13s. Broke something that was part of the frame, but did not affect the parts not falling out. Okay. All right. So E15s go in here. Positions in place. So E13's in place. We take oh, we got H13. I got H13s. I'm supposed to get H15s. H15s. So there we go. All right. So H15s go here. I have the wrong orientation. Spin about damaging the time. Lock that one there. Send that on this side. There we go. And then these H1s here. Yeah, lock in there. Same on this side. There we go. All right, so we got that there. We are ready for the next step. We catch up. Lynn says those spiders remind me of a thing I bought at Primo's about 1,000,000 years ago. I think that was a Harbor Freight special or something like that. So we need a bunch of eggs. 2 A12s. 1. There's 2. A20. A28. And A33. Then we need a bunch for E. E1. That's this big puppy here. E3. This other big one here. It's one of those E1 and E3 are not identical. No, so not. E9. Need some help. 9, E11. E15, E16. I want to put this step, some thin portions still. E16 and E17. Okay, and 2 P1s and P1s and let's do 1. And that's the right. Yep. So insert P5s into 9 millimeter tool, 9 millimeter tool 2. Do off each end. Yep. So we have E1, which is this one here, and it's this way. We have an E9, which goes here. And A33. This one here. That direction part. Here. E11. This one here. There. And this. And here. And then 11 and 3. That's this one. All right. There's your space there. And A20 goes on here. Does not want to go on. Maybe 28. Here. Shape this just a little bit, since it doesn't seem more fit without splitting. That's enough. There. So 812. This goes on here, here. Okay. They're not going to fit easily, but they are fitting. Yeah. Once these are set like this, do 17, 18, or 17, 16, 15. So oops. I was starting off with 16. Should start with 17. And Kathleen says, "How are you feeling lately, Torn?" I'm planning on going to the hospital tomorrow morning. I'm basically letting Mrs. Torn get a good night's sleep, and she's going to skip church to drive me down to Jefferson Health in East Norton. Check in because I fell yesterday and I fell today. I can barely get up out of chairs. Going upstairs is extremely hazardous. And if I go to work in this condition, I'm not sure they'll let me back in the building ever again if I fall down there. So I need to get this resolved. At least something. I can't deal with it anymore. All right. And Kathleen says, crap, sorry. Not much I can say other than thank you for your thoughts. I'm doing my best. All right, so that one should be there. All right, so almost all A's on this one again. It's probably going to clear this one out. We have an A3. We have an A4. We have an A15. A17. This will help. A17, A18, A19, A23, be very careful with, A29. It's the mirror image for that one. Oops. At least the part I broke was just as part of the backing, not the actual part. Go. All right, and two P12s, which are the small balls. Okay. And there's still a few on there, so it's not ready to go to the scrap pile. One and two. There we go. All right, so we take A23, this way. This goes on the lower one here. And this is above it. All right. And for this, we take our, this is our A19. This is our orientation. And use 17 goes in here. So this is 1. Okay. Kathleen says, do what's best for you. I'm glad that you're acting on it quickly. Let us know what's happening when you can. Okay, I can barely stay awake here. God bless and be with you, and I'll watch for your return. Thank you for that, Kathleen. Erica says, I hope they find what's wrong and are able to create it. Me too. Kathleen says, Erica, good night. Oh, good night, Erica. And Erica says, hello, Philip Martin. And Gwen says, Kathleen, have a good night. Okay, so got that there. Page 15. This way. This is fun. Get that one. Yeah. And then we take the two balls here. And A18. Put something like that. Yeah. Okay. Here. That. So this goes this way. It's on here like this. And I think this is what it's supposed to do. So, and there. Two P1s. No, but what the I've already used those, so we need 2 more. Two, and then I grab 2 extras. So, one extra on here. Yeah. So then this one here, when it's this way, yeah. So this here. Go. And yeah. Slide forward into do not want to slip on there. Oops. Tapping it with the rubberized ones. Oops. Too hard to spot. Can't take it. All right, I think that's reasonably secure. Got a little tilting pivoter here. So drop one in there and then it'll go back on its own. Okay, so that goes there. Then we need B18, B12, 224s, and F2. So we could be this A and C. Here's B. All right. Erica says interesting bias. Yep. Oh, sorry. Erica says my nose is being a pain in the ass. It's dropping the signal just long enough that I have to refresh reload. I'm sorry to hear that. And Glenn says that sucks, Erica. All right. So B18. All right, so that's this one here. It's E12, E24, F2.
2d12, 2d24s. We need a little consistency. Popping 3. Fours are out. 12, so F2 is next. Let's find the F sheet. I don't know if I pulled anything from that one before. Okay. There's the F sheet. Doesn't look like I've got anything off of it yet. So F2. That is. It's one of these little ones here. It needs some assistance. So I have pulled some off, but not a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Lost a layer, but for what it is, it should be okay. All right, so it's in place. All right, so then we have this going here, E12, and our E24s going this way. This way, I got an angle on the top, so make sure the orientation is correct. And so F2 goes underneath. Yeah. This gets wedged in here. Locks that up and nice and snug. And this orientation here. Locks in here. And so that matches spot there. On there. See if I can get that line up properly. There we go. And there. Alrighty. And B7. B7. And E 19, 20, and 23. So it's E19, E20, E23. We're up to page 20, so we're 2/3 of the way through. So the first one is E23, which has E19. Bottom here. There we go. This goes next to here. So we can't do it this way. There we go. That in goes there. Oh, that worked pretty well. Then we have E7, which is in here. And then here. Should we line up there? Do something similar here. Get the last one. Too much force there. Be careful, don't want to break that. That is back. Crack a little bit. Let's see. Makes it any easier to go in. All right, let's switch in there. Let's see if I can get this in here. Might be on the rest. A little bit more pressure. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of mashed in there, but it's enough for now. All right, so it's a B7 there and an E20 on the end. Have any specific orientation? Doesn't look like it. Oops. Go up here. All right, that's in place there. All right, then we have F5, 10, and 6. F5, 10, 16. Let's see. Any questions? I was wondering if they gave advantage for better grip. I have no idea what they're specifically intended for, but there's a little extra. I think it opens it wider here than you would if it was. I mean, it gives you kind of extra length where you've got long handles, but you don't have like open really wide to get it the same knot open there. So yeah. All right. F5, 10, 16. And there's F16 there. These need some help. There's 16. F5 and 10. And there's F5. And mosquitoes biting me. It surprised me given the time of night. In fact, that this garage is not all that air sealed. There we go. Now. Okay. F10. F10. Okay, so F10 goes in here. So that's where it's supposed to be. Then we have F5. This. This isn't all. Not misplaced. There we go. Now this locks will lock in place. Once it's done. And 16 goes down here. It divides lots both into each other. Once. Yep. On page 21. Right. 2 B3s and an F12. Here's F. F12. Hello, David.
I just wanted to make sure you can make it back in before I go to bed.
I think so. Let's
Okay.
see. What do I have to do here?
Okay, I'll just take my contacts out and nap on the sofa.
Okay. I'll wrap it up in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm just going to do this one last move I've got with here, and then I'll come right in.
Okay.
My battery's on set on the phone, and that's what I've been doing to keep up with chat.
Okay.
And my chat says hello to you.
Hi, chat.
Yeah, it's about 10:30 now. I should probably be ready to head in. I don't want to keep this as far not too late. Yeah, I've got F12 and 2 B3s. Okay, so these are the B3s. Yeah. Oops. Don't need B5, I need B3. As long as I have B2, that's the bummer. Okay, so B3s. I've actually probably only got about an hour or two left to finish this off, but no. Yeah. Right in there. Let's see. Just take a quick look here. It's a B4. C5 for them and an L9. L9. C, small ones. C5 for them. There's 2 of them. Small. So we have B4. That's right here. Yeah, just slide these in. So this is here. So okay. So this. Slides to the bottom of this doorway. There. Okay. So no, it's going to take more time. All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead and head over to the computer with StreamYard on it, and I'll get ready to shut things down from there. Walk carefully. All right. So, we're 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's pretty good. All right, let's see. A quick check over here on Rumble. I probably won't be able to see any chats. It says I'm the only one on here. Let's see. Alrighty, so back out of there. And let's see. Okay. All right. Just had a quick message I need to answer there. All right. So back to StreamYard. Let's see, we had hi, Mrs. Torin. Made a lot of progress tonight. Philip Martin says good night all. And Gwen says take care, everyone. I want to thank everybody who stopped in. It was really wonderful having you on here. Looks like we were averaging about 7 viewers concurrently, 31 total. We got 7 likes, so all of the concurrent viewers hit like. Appreciate that. Alrighty. As always, everybody, stay safe and happy breaking.